Hello and welcome. It is Sunday, the 9th of April 2023, and it's Easter Sunday, and this is my first vlog of the month. It also marks the 114th birthday of William Herbert Provins, my grandfather, and he was born on the 9th of April 1909, which was Good Friday. And this reflected in the man, in my opinion, because he was a very good and lovely and loving man indeed. In his day, he was an engineering shop steward and always had a sense of fairness about him. He was also very proud that during his tenure, there were no real industrial disputes where he worked. And I recall him telling me that this was because around the table, everyone respected each other. So he represented the workers, and the company had their directors, and they all understood and respected each other, and this is why any disputes were easily resolved. The only real difficulty he had in his time was religion. William was a Catholic, and Mona Mary Lusher was not, and so when it came to them wanting to get married, it was frowned upon from both families, and this is why they eloped to Epsom in Surrey in 1938. To many, Easter is the true sense and the true meaning of Christianity. Esther was the goddess of women and spring and fertility, and Anglo-Saxons called April Estramonath, and this is where we get the term Easter from. The date of Easter keeps on changing, and this is because it is set from the first full moon after the spring equinox, which is in March every year, and add to that the lunar cycle is 13 times a year, and in the Gregorian calendar, the 365 days are split into 12 months, and that's why there's a slight adjustment, and that's why Easter moves. And although it's a very religious time of the year, originally it was a pagan celebration of women and fertility, and this tradition went on for thousands and thousands of years, long before Christianity. Now, many of you who follow my vlogs will know that when it comes to faith, I'm a firm believer in faith, but I have a problem with religion. There are so many atrocities that occur, and throughout history there have been appalling atrocities, particularly in British history. And, I mention the Crusades and the slave trade in particular, and I think it's not incorrect for me to say that I'm ashamed of the history, but I'm of a generation that cannot control what happened in the past. But I respect what happened in the past, and I respect the attitudes of those who feel that there needs to be some sort of recompense, but I'm not too sure what or how we can do that. On the other side of the coin, there are wonderful paintings, sculptures, music, poetry, and architecture, all inspired by religion. And above all, there have been great acts of kindness rooted in people's faith. And it's extraordinary that in this day and age, there is still conflict because of variations in religious belief. Why is it that everyone can't just live in peace and harmony together, believe what they want to believe, and be left alone to do that privately? And why is it that there is only goodwill to all men a couple of times a year? So my message, my Easter message, if you wish to think of this as that, is very simple. I'll go back to the words of William Herbert Provins and the things that he said many, many years ago. Let's all just respect and understand each other more. Encourage our leaders to do the right thing and discourage any form of self-interest. And above all, let's not your religion help you to avoid taking responsibility of any actions that you take. Well, I'll just say thank you very much for listening. Do keep on sending in your questions, and do encourage others to subscribe to my vlogs. Until the next time, toodle pip.